SpotlightMediaStudios.com. Welcome to Education Unfiltered. Here is Mary Stucco.
Hello, this is Mary Stucco with Education Unfiltered, where we talk all things higher ed, and that includes other industries and what they're doing. So today we are joined by Terri Bettinger, who is the Executive Director of the Michigan Professionals Insurance Agents, where they help the independent agent connect with one another. And they do this through events, through webinars, CE classes. And this is one of the one-stop place for agents to get all the answers to different insurance questions. So welcome, Terri. How are you today?
I'm great, Mary. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, so I just heard that you are we're talking to you from way up in the UP of Michigan.
I am. I'm not as far as I can go, but it feels like it. You know,
you feel you're out there.
So far, yeah.
Yeah, so far you're in a different time zone. So
that's right.
That's great. Well, welcome. Thank you so much. So tell me, what is the Michigan Professional Insurance Agents?
So we're an association that helps independent agents. So independent agents are those agents that can write for many different carriers rather than a captive that only has one carrier. And so I like to say that, you know, we help independent agents stay independent together because they don't have that national big corporate thing to call, so they can call us for any questions they might have. And so anything that they might need help with, we're kind of there as the answer. I always say, I don't have all the answers, I just know people. That's all I do. And I call them.
You connect them to the people who do have the answers, and that's great.
That's correct.
That's great. And I think it's tough, you know, when you're an independent agent, you work for yourself, and it's nice to have a place you can go to that you feel that support and you have helpers. So that's great what you do.
Correct. Well, and they're small business owners, and it's everything that can come up when you're a small business owner on top of having something that's legislated and insurance questions and diffs and, you know, all the different things that on top of what a normal small business owner might go through.
Exactly. And you mentioned diffs. You want to talk a little bit, real quickly, what diffs is?
Sure. That's the Department of Insurance and Financial Services. So they oversee the industry. So they make sure that the agents do things in compliance with the law and financial also, but we deal with the insurance side. And so as new laws come up, such as the no fault, when we had the changes there, you know, we work with lobbyists, with our lobbyists to help in educate kind of the senators and the representatives that went through it, and then also worked with DIF as we went through the law and getting it implemented.
Excellent. Now tell me a little bit, one thing that you help your agents with is E&O insurance. So can you talk a little bit about what E&O insurance is and why it matters? Why do agents and agent offices need that?
Sure. We work with agency insurance and financial services, so that's kind of through Utica. That's kind of the E&O carrier that we connect you with. And E&O is that errors and omissions, so it's things that could get left out, whether an agent didn't explain it correctly or maybe they didn't get all the correct information. It's kind of that insurance to protect them, but it also protects all the customers to make sure that they're getting everything that they need to be protected.
Very good. Now, another thing that you all work on with your organization is the annual Michigan Scholarship Golf Classic. So you guys aren't all just about work. It's also a little bit about having some fun and doing good things for other people. So explain to me what that is and where it's at and all that good stuff.
We just had that last week. This year, we kind of rotated around. We were at Bucks Run in Mount Pleasant, and what we do is raise money for scholarships for students. And so these are students that are in the insurance industry that could be going to LCC, getting their risk management or any of the other colleges around. So they apply to us to get the scholarship. And we raise money. And so this year we raised over $3,000 to give it scholarships at that golf outing. It's a big part of our association is bringing new people into the industry. We just had our CSR convention, which you were a great part of and helped us with, and we were able to bring students from Wilson Talent Center who they're high school students looking at going into the insurance industry. So we're all about that next generation, just getting them educated and bringing them into our industry, because it's such a great industry with so many jobs, whether you like math or you like sales or you just like to be helping people. There's a job for you in insurance.
Yes. Now, from your perspective, because obviously you're doing a lot to help, get younger people or a different generation or people who, or maybe even a little bit older, who are looking at changing careers, interested in this area. So what are you seeing are some trends maybe that have been going on? You've been doing this kind of work for quite a while now. What are you seeing that's different now than maybe pre-COVID or 5 years ago? What's different?
I think that we're starting to educate younger and younger that it is an exciting career. It's not just because back when I first started this, I won't say how many years ago, it was kind of either your parents were in insurance, so you ended up insurance, or like a friend goes, hey, they're hiring someone, do you want a job until you find a real job? And then they stayed in it for 30 years because they realized it was a great career. So I think that the industry is doing a little better job of understanding that it's not, what they think of insurance, that it really can be a fun job. If you're a producer, which is someone that goes out and sells the insurance, your schedule can be so flexible. You can pick your kids up after school, you can get them off to school, you can do some work at 7 o'clock at night, you can be very flexible, which is so much different than what people think of what insurance, that 8 to 5, and I got to sit at a desk and punch computer buttons. It's, obviously there are jobs like that if people like it, but the nice thing is I think we're doing a little better job. The young people, it was so exciting to see, and I think you could say that, the young people that came to that CSR convention, they were sharp, and it really excites me for the future.
Yeah, and they were excited about insurance, and I don't know that all of them were going into insurance, but they were excited about it. So you just never know will land in the long run.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think that's really good. And, how do you feel like, because you're talking about, these are younger folks interacting with people who've been in the business for a while. How important do you feel that kind of a networking for young people like those in high school is?
I think it's vital on both sides. I saw the ones that maybe have been doing it 20 years that were there getting excited by the youth and their excitement about the industry and realizing, I'm kind of lucky to have the job I have. And then also for them to see, the longevity, and the people talk about their careers, and that it's not just a job, it's a career, and well-paying, and all the versatility that they can, all the different ways, whether you talk to the company people that were there or the CSRs or agents, whoever it was. There's such a variety of what they can do in this industry.
Absolutely. Now, let's go back to that golf outing that you just did. Can you share how much you raised and how much was going into the scholarship and how much money you raised for Gaylord?
Yeah. So we all together, there's $3,000 for scholarships, and we raised over $2,000 for, and we just did that as a separate donation. It wasn't part of the golf outing because it had just happened before that.
It's so sad.
We have a lot of agents that are there, that their clients, the customers are there and hurting. And so we were able, some of it was Home Depot, some were just Visa gift cards, because if you've ever gone through a catastrophe, you need everything from fixing the tarp on your roof, but you also need toilet paper and, toothbrushes and toothpaste. You lose everything.
Right.
So it was really exciting to be able to kind of help that. And that's our industry. Their job every day
to take care of those people.
To protect them before and after,
Yeah. Oh, what a great. And that is one thing I think about, insurance agents. It doesn't matter which companies that you're with. I think they're just genuinely have that feeling of, I want to help you. And for them, in addition to just doing their jobs every day, they're also raising extra money to help everyone get back on their feet and get that community back. So that's beautiful. I love hearing those stories. Now let's see here. You also have listed that you have reimbursement on different products that they use in their office. So how do you help the independent agent with that?
So it's kind of like another part of ours is, I don't want to say a co-op, but, we bring different people together. So Ideal Traits is a company that we work with that does hiring. So if you use them, there's some reimbursement dollars. We work with the Hartford on flood insurance, which is pretty standard. It's the same insurance no matter who you buy it from, but the commission's higher through us because we're able to pool it nationally because the PIA is a national company. So they get a higher commission than they would get on their own. ADP for payroll, marketing materials, so whether it's social media or print materials, we kind of have the items for them, and they can just add their name, add it to social media. So it kind of saves them money having produced all of those things. Rough notes, we mentioned the E&O, CE classes, so through DIFs, they have to take continuing ed, and they have to have those credits every year, and so we have a discount on that. We have a designation, so one of them is a certified professional insurance agent, and that designation kind of takes them to the next level and gives them more training so that they can help their clients a little better. And we have a discount on that. So we just try to have different ways that we pull it together, and that's just a few of the 50 different things that we can do to kind of help them doing it together. That being independent together, we can kind of pool our resources and help them, which helps their client in the long run because they'll have better services and better control of it.
Yeah, and I like that you also have a pooled 401k for staff, which as a small business owner, it's sometimes hard to offer that 401k. And so that's nice that you also have that ability for them to, do this as a larger group of people.
Exactly. Well, we're in a time when hiring is tougher, and so these small businesses are competing with larger companies that might offer it. So they have to offer the 401k, and so this is a way that they can pool together, and they'll still have, if they want to match the dollars, they can do that or not. But the main thing is it's administrative part of it, which takes so much time, which a small business owner doesn't have any of.
Right.
So it helps them with that.
That's awesome. And then networking. So tell me, obviously we just talked a little bit about the golf outing, but what other kind of networking events do you offer that, can bring everyone together so they can collaborate with colleagues and get to know new people and catch up with old friends and all that?
Yeah, and I think that is one of the big reasons people join is, you feel kind of on an island when you're a small business. And this brings both the carriers, the company people, and other agents together in one space. So we did the CSR convention. We have one we call CE and Suds. So we go out and network after the CE classes that we talked about already. We have the golf outing, and then we have we call it an unconvention. It has some of the same things that you would have at any convention. You have a speaker, you have lunch, and you have CE classes that we do during that. But at the same time, like we're doing this year's at Mackinac Island, and one of the dinners will be at the different bars downtown, and it'll kind of be a strolling dinner. And we do different things like an amazing race contest or just different things that are just a little different than they would be at a normal convention, because it tends to make people talk a little more. And that's the whole thing, is just getting everybody the opportunity to interact with each other, have fun, but still get the business done. So we're still going to have the CE classes. We're still going to have all the things that they need, but with a little extra fun.
Right.
And that'll be in October. So that one's kind of exciting, being on Mackinac Island. We haven't been there in quite a few years, so that'll be
Yes,
fun events.
And such a beautiful part of Michigan to visit for sure. So tell me, are there any other things that you would mention, like words of wisdom, to anyone who's maybe looking to go into an insurance agency, to work in an agency, whether support staff or an agent, that might be encouraging to them, or things that they want to consider?
Yeah, again, that one-stop shopping. They feel free to call me, and we can discuss like what you're interested in, if you're on that side of it, because I might be able to hook you up with an agent that's looking, for someone to just come in and shadow them. We have quite a few agents that will mentor, so they'll kind of talk to you. They'll meet with you a few times, see if you're interested, let you work with them for a day. If you'd like to go and maybe actuarial or something with math, I have connections with some of the carriers. But really, whatever you're interested in, there is something for you. And I know that, LCC has a great program. That's a great way to kind of get a feel for it, and how things are going. But there's lots of different connections that other industries might not have. You're not going to always be able to do kind of a mentoring program with an agent that's doing, if it's a different company or a different business. But insurance is all about bringing new people in and training them and having everybody be happy and enjoying the time they are.
Great. Now, how can people reach you, Terri, if they have questions or want to talk about different events you have going on?
Yeah, the easiest is to go to our website. It's simple, so it's MIPIA.com. So that's our website's easy. It'll have my name on there, but they can also email me. It's T Bettinger, so TBETTINGER at MIPIA.com.
Great. Well, thank you so much, Terri. It's been a pleasure learning all about what you do. This is Terri Bettinger. She's the Executive Director of MIPIA. And this is Mary Stucco with Education Unfiltered. Thank you so much for joining us today.